It is no longer news that the marriage of Two-Face Idibia and his wife Annie Idibia has sadly hit the rock, and there is issue between the both of them. Two-Face himself made a public announcement about his relationship with Annie and how it has crumbled. This is actually a very painful news because we know how rocky and bumpy their relationship has been and how we have been expecting it to be a happy married life, but unfortunately it turned out to be the way it is. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the whole story, the whole love story, the whole thing about Two-Face and Annie Idibia. Innocent Uja Idibia is one of Nigeria's most celebrated musicians. He's one of the early pioneers of afro-pop music of the present day. Innocent Uja Idibia, popularly known as Two-Face, is an indigene of Benue State, but was given birth to in Plateau State on the 18th of September 1975. He came from a very large family of 10, his parents and 7 siblings, but he was the second son. His father was a civil servant while his mother was a teacher, and we all know the nature of Nigeria now, how it is with civil servants and especially those kind of like teachers, and how it will be very hard for them to cope in a family of 10. It will not be easy for them. Despite not coming from a rich family, Two-Face was determined to do well for himself. Two-Face attended Mount St. Gabriel Secondary School in Makurdi, Benue State. When Two-Face was done with secondary school, he enrolled into the Institute of Management Technology, Enugu State, which was a neighboring state to Benue State. Two-Face gained admission to study business administration. While at IMT, Two-Face's love for music began to grow. He started writing and singing music and was going to different shows in parties, in birthdays and other places. Two-Face was going in and outside the campus to perform. With time, his passion and love for music grew and overshadowed his education, and he dropped out of school and went to Lagos, the center of music and entertainment hub. Unlike Davido, Two-Face was struggling. He came from a poor background and he didn't have money. He didn't even have money to pay for studio sections. He was just struggling to make it in the music industry. But he didn't have money, he didn't have anything, but he had something else. He had the zeal, he had the talent, and he had the dedication. With the combination of these three, he was able to move higher. He was unstoppable. When Two-Face was 21 in 1996, he teamed up with Amedu Augustine, popularly known as Blackface, and together they started pursuing their music career, going from one studio to another. Blackface was the friend he met way back in the university, and they teamed up together and started their music hustling in Festac Town, located in Lagos State. They began singing together, jumping from one studio to the other together, going for shows, but no one took them seriously. It was as Two-Face was jumping from one studio to another that he met this lovely bright-skinned girl named Annie. Annie was a 15-year-old girl who just finished secondary school and was still into her life, trying to sort things out about herself. She was hustling and trying to make things better for herself.
You met your husband as a teenager.
That's right.
Annie was working for a particular talent show. So on this very good afternoon, Two-Face was actually going to that studio where Annie was working to record a music. So on his way going, while he was trying to enter the gate, Annie herself was actually coming outside the studio, and in that stage they met and they saw each other. You know that what they call love at first sight, right? So immediately they saw each other, there was this feeling like this, this current just flew, just passed through, like the electricity just passed the wire. So it was as if it just shocked both of them. Like they felt the vibes just, you understand, right?
That strong attraction, that first instant I was going into the gate and he was coming out. That's how I met him at the studio, even Israel studio. I just finished secondary school. I was working on something for AIDS Worldwide for women. That time was like a talent show we're doing, and then we went to the studio, and I think he was recording then. It was just him and Blackface then. I don't think Face was in Plantation Boys then. So he was just coming out of the even Ezra gate, and I was going in, and kind of, at the same time, it sounds like a movie, right? It isn't, but that's how it happened actually. And then he was coming out, I was going in, and he said hi, and I said hello.
And the sparks, there was
there was one that kind of small 1 second slow motion scene didn't take place. Then he went in, and then
they didn't just start dating immediately they saw. Honey was like, Two-Face said hi, I said hi, I wonder what Blackface could have been doing then. Maybe he would have been like, oh, when will he find his own love? But that's a sign.
He didn't chase me. There was no chasing, no. We're just
friends.
Became friends. Yeah, we're friends. He was seeing someone when I met him. You know, we're just friends.
So Annie was like, they greeted, and you know, they didn't just start dating immediately, because actually Two-Face was with another girl at that moment, but they just became friends, like, you know, friends, maybe not first side friends, I don't know, but everywhere everywhere steal for them, and they just feel the vibes, and so they became friends. Plan no say she won't collect person boyfriend. I wonder which girl had a break, but everywhere good. And people don't tell her start talk like that too. So you get that. According to Annie said that then she was a kind of person like churches, like she carries church in her hair. She loves things about church, so she started preaching to Machala. We want on to musician, that is to Two-Face. And Two-Face started following her to church, was inviting him to church. You know, when you are falling in love, even if you also don't like him, you're doing it. So started inviting Two-Face to church, and they were going to church together. She was preaching to him. Oh, what a Christian sister he met.
When I was even preaching to him, so I was born again, like serious. No, that oh God. But it's true. But then anybody I meet, I want to invite them to church. That's how I was. Like everything. My whole life was about church and school that time. Everything was church and school.
That was how their love life began. They started talking, you know, they were friends. They were not like, do you love me? No, I don't love you. Or since the first I met you, my heart some assorted. Not like since the first I met you, my heart some assorted. Or you are the sugar in my tea, you are the onions in my akara. Nothing like that. Just that they just made everything flowed naturally, like it was designed, like it was designed by nature. So everything flowed naturally. They became friends. They started hanging out and having, you know, enjoying themselves. I wonder what his other girlfriend would have been doing then, but she started hanging out with her. You know, relationship began growing. It was growing. Before I forget, Annie's parents separated. That means her husband left. No, sorry. Her father left her mother, and her mother was alone. Her father was alone. So, according to her and her 4 siblings were raised by a single mother. Oh, that isn't an easy job, but that's how it is. So, she was raised by a single mom.
My parents were separated, and my mom raised all of us.
When the information got to Annie's mother that her daughter was going around with Two-Face, her mother was unhappy because she thought to her that her daughter was going around with a rascal.
Your mom used to say, sit down at home, don't follow this boy.
If I was young, and then of course every mom would want to try to protect their teenage daughter and all that. So yeah, that was what happened with him. But I used to like really hide him a lot because, you know, I was a teenager.
Please don't come for me because I say rascal. I will explain. You know, back in those days, back in the 90s, everybody sees anybody chasing after the career of a musician. People they find where they pursue music, or people that are trying to become celebrities, or those that are going for model were tagged as bad street boys and girls who are school dropout. Nobody wants their children to go for something like that. If a child be like, Mom, please, I want to become a musician, they'll be like, oh, my enemies are after me. What is it? How you want to be a musician? I know my son. I'm not know I gave it to you. Have you ever seen me talking about music? What do you want to do with music? So they'll be like, oh God, they don't want their children to miss time, because they were thinking music was something that would turn the child upside down, unknowingly to them. If not this 2025 that they are beginning to see how it is, like how musicians are and how big they used to be, then you know musicians are not that much and they don't know how it will become of them. So they always see them as people that smokes, do Jericho, do Dada and the rest of them. So Annie's mother does not want her child mingling with someone that is a school dropout. So she tried all she could to disconnect her daughter from him, but she couldn't, because the love that Two-Face showed her daughter has taken her to where she is, where she no know. And the love don't blind. They say love is blind, so the love I think has blinded her eye and she couldn't see. So her daughter was madly and very much in love with Two-Face. So when her mother couldn't stop them, so their relationship continued. They continued dating. Two-Face and Blackface formed a gang known as the Plantation Boys. They started doing their craft, dropping music like You and I, and Say You Believe Me.
You and I, say you believe me when I see you in the world.
I don't know how many of you have heard the music. If you have heard it, please comment on the comment section if you have heard it. Annie, on the other hand, gained admission to study computer science. She did it actually, according to her, she said she did it for mama. Maybe her mother was pressuring her to study computer science. She said after her first degree, she went to Lagos University to study theater arts. the course. That course actually her passion, so she went to further and started studying theater arts. Also, while she was studying theater arts, she was actually going for part-time and was working. She was working, you know, doing her modeling, ushering, and she was actually doing sales girl while she continued nurturing her relationship with Two-Face. Almost she no wan leave that girl, that guy. That the love stands strong. I know that they say. Every now and then, Two-Face will go visiting the love of his life, that is Annie, in the school. They will take bus, down for bus, they will go out, they will take a walk, they will go to Mr. Biggs. They were just enjoying themselves and feeling good. The relationship was becoming sweeter. 2004, that was when Two-Face music hit the climax, you know what I mean, right? So actually Two-Face, the group, the plantation group that Two-Face created, and Two-Face and his friend created, disbanded, so everybody went their separate way. Two-Face began singing on his own and going on his own until he was signed by Kenny's Music, and that was when he launched his first album, Face to Face. Two-Face sang so many music under Kelly's album, including Face to Face and other music. But the one that brought him up and took him up was You Are My African Queen.
You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams.
So many of us know that music. If you know that music, comment in the comment section. I know it. That was music that took him up and made him a star. You Are My African Queen was featuring his girlfriend Annie. So in 2006, Two-Face made another hit music named From Grass to Grace, and that music solidified his reputations and brought him and took him higher again. And indeed, it took him from grass to grace. Oh, name is Motisha. His other albums like As You Dey See Me So, I No Send You. I don't know if you know that music also. You can also comment on section. Two-Face also sang. He singer to the guy. He hot that moment. Around that time, he was very good. He made a name in the music industry and was also known and was recognized. He won so many awards like the MTV African Music Award as the best male artist, and so many other awards like the best African movie video award. That is, he won so many awards. I can't start calling now, including the Artist of the Year award and so many others. He released so many other music like Implications and As I Call Be Your Sister. So if you would have heard it, if I didn't tell you, go and look for it, you see it, yeah? But I think you go and look for it, you see it, yeah? I would have said, you see it. In 2012, he added another hit album, like The Way and Beyond album that came with several hits music and several dance. You know, it was very great. He also sang a music named Rainbow, which he said was in dedication to his girlfriend Annie. I think he really loves her a lot. He loves her a lot. That was why he did that.
You are my rain.
So that hungry looking Two-Face became a very successful musician. So many brown discs came to him. Like he became the face of Glow Network, Guinness, and so many others, including Campari and some others. He became the United Nations ambassador. Two-Face became very successful and he became a very famous musician, and was one of the greatest musicians of all time in Nigeria, and became a role model to other upcoming musicians like Davido, Whiskey, and so many others. He was in authority, and he was a giant. He was a hero. So many of you might be asking about how his love life ended. His love life with his wife, his beautiful fiancée, this is Annie. I'll be bringing up that video in no time. Please stay with me. Subscribe, please subscribe. I beg, when I subscribe, I beg. Subscribe, I beg you, I beg. Don't do this to me. See, this about how many minutes video? It was not easy to create. Please, just subscribe. Chokoli, subscribe now, I beg. Your staff may not subscribe. Staff may not subscribe. She not peace. I think I'm give her. I will give out a cut. I will follow 14 teeth for my 32 teeth. When I subscribe, when I subscribe. And see you later. Please subscribe for my next video. Thank you everybody. Thank you.